Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. It is time for Game 3 between Life and Polt. Before we get this game started, extra special shout out to our sponsors. I want to start with Steel Series, let you know about a promo that is going on right now. You can get a free QCK Plus mousepad and, of course, a Sensei MLG edition. Just go to mlg.to/Steel Series bundle. And in fact, these mice, if you've never seen a Steel Series Sensei, very nice mouse. It's the ones we have with our observing here at MLG.
And of course, in order to play StarCraft 2, you have to be very stylish, Sean. That is a requirement, and of course that means you should buy all the Gunner glasses online. And actually there is a 15% off orders, and the code is down there, MLG Dallas. For some reason my eyes are having a hard time reading that. It does indeed say MLG Dallas, so definitely go check it out. You get free shipping as well, and 15% off of those, so go look stylish. I gotta say, I kind of miss that picture of In Control in the Gunner glasses. They used to blast it like all over everything. They should just bring that back.
Close your eyes, imagine it, and type in that code, and you'll actually get a 16% discount.
Yeah, if you think really, really hard. But of course, it is a late night here at MLG. I think it officially ticked over till tomorrow. I think it's 12:01 right now if my computer is doing well. How is our awesome late night crowd? Oh, they're the best, Sean. I would recommend crowd surfing on them, but I don't think there's enough people.
Mike, that is a lie. There's a few hundred still hanging out at midnight with us. And we are loading into game number 3. Now, you know, Life, he was given the choice of map, and he went, you know what, Daybreak is my jam.
Now, why would a Zerg player go for Daybreak?
Long distances, counter-attack paths, Zerglings are good there.
That's it? That's the only reason?
Those are the reasons, Mike.
All right, now Daybreak is actually a very common map. It's been around for a long time now, and they're going to be used to it. This map can also be relatively easily cut in half. Not as easy as Newkirk, but it looks like there might be a little issue with the loading. Not quite sure what's going on there, but there could very well be a super epic game on this map, especially in TVZ. I feel like since Brood War, since StarCraft 1, since Heart of the Swarm and Wings of Liberty, TVZ is like the definition of StarCraft. When you think of the awesome matchups, you're thinking TVZ, and we'll see once this game gets underway.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of intense micro, especially in HOTS now. I mean, with all the Blinding Cloud, Widow Mine,
right,
Medevac, Drop, Ultra Swing, Fungal Projectile, Fast Muta, Stim, Marine, Stutter Step, etc.
Buzzwords.
Buzzwords, AB, up, down, left, right. You know, I think the load crashed.
I think so.
Looks like we may very well be rehosting this game. Got about 15% through the load. I got as far through the load as you can get a discount on those Gunner optic glasses, and it looks like there was a disconnect. So we'll be reloading. Hopefully players don't
probably
snatch
don't have to take command of a replay.
That's true.
For that one, not a whole lot happened. And there we go.
Hopefully my typing was audible.
Oh, it always is. Sean, you could be air typing and it would still be audible.
That's true, and that's dangerous.
Do you ever
for my
do
knuckles.
that? Do you ever sit like at a desk and like type things to people you don't like? Just be like, I hate you. Do you have the keyboard? You have the keyboard memorized. You have a keyboard with no keys on it.
Wait, you mean like if I'm in a class and someone raises their hand and asks like a silly question, I just like type nope on my desk?
Yeah, it'd be like, why would you ask that stupid question? Am I the only one? Maybe I'm the only one. I want to make that a thing, though.
That sounds fun.
No, it's great. You can say the most absurd things, and no one's ever going to know.
And meanwhile, everyone's just looking at you type on a desk.
Yeah, that is true. All right, let's go ahead and introduce our players here. It's a late night, but also a very fun night. Spawning up at the top right side, it is now all tied up here, 1-1, so a guaranteed 2 more games. We got the awesome pivot going on. Try not to vomit. Buckle yourselves in, for it is live.
In the bottom left-hand corner, a man with a GSL code as championship and a huge range of builds under the belt. What's he going to bust out today? Let's find out. His name is Polt.
I got to say, Polt's a very likable guy from his interviews, and he's got quite a few interviews online now as well. But we're just going to have to see, because I always like to say this, Sean, but being nice doesn't get you very far in StarCraft.
That's right. You have to be cool, ruthless, and clever.
Especially clever.
Wow, Polt's really dedicating once again to this fast Reaper in the proxy play. And this again means that the defense in the mid game is going to be very, very weak.
It's going to be very tough, as once again it is going to be a hatchery first here from Life. Now, we haven't really seen Zerg players actually die straight to the Reapers, but what it does is if you do not control perfectly, it is going to put you way behind. It makes it very tough. Is it going to be gas first, or are we going to be seeing the spawning pool right now? Looks like it will be spawning pool, as he is hovering about 100 resources there, and we'll go ahead and drop that. So if he can control like we've seen in the previous game, should be A-okay. The Overlord right here, not going to catch a glimpse of that, unfortunately. And unfortunately, Overlords can't grab watchtowers, which is quite sad for them. But might have spotted the SCV there. I wonder if he's going to go, Oh, he did!
Oh.
He totally did!
Oh!
Ah!
And he's gonna...
Boom goes the dynamite.
Sees it.
Now, at this point, you really can't do anything, because you already got the spawning pool on the way.
Yeah, you can't, like, repair your spawning pool like if you were the humans in Warcraft 3.
Oh, that was so good.
That would be a build.
That'd be great. You can actually do that in StarCraft 2 Wings of Liberty campaign.
Oh, that is true.
SCVs can build the building quicker together. And the Reaper is going to be on the way, but at least he will know, hey, there's a potential for a bunker here, which is going to be just out of vision, because hatcheries can't see, really, until they're done building. And the drone going to be going down to the ramp, and the bunker's already halfway done. The Reaper here, actually, surprisingly, the Reaper not going to go for the drone that is at the expansion. Ooh, I love this Spinecrawler right here. We'll see if that's going to be enough. Do you think the Spinecrawler is an overreaction right now?
I mean, a little bit. It really depends on the long-term play of Life. If he goes for a hyper-fast third base, that Spinecrawler is going to be extremely useful for defending it against Hellion and Reaper. But look at this, Polt skipping out on the command center, just wants to bring the noise pronto. It looks like that SCV will not be able to repair. There's the second Reaper popping on in. This is kind of a rough, dicey spot right now for Life. Looks like the Reapers will be hopping up into the main base to try to do damage, but already Life's beginning to add on more drones.
All right, here's the Spinecrawler right now. It's at about half HP. He's going to back it up just a little bit here. And the Queen going to get shot at there. Almost feel like they're kind of airsoft guns. They really don't do that much damage directly to buildings or anything like that. But they're going to be working away. Kind of surprised to see these Reapers actually not being more active. There he goes. He finally unloads them. Going to go straight for the Spinecrawler. Probably not going to be able to kill off the Spinecrawler. The Queen's going to be helping out. But I got to say, the Reapers have killed several Lings at this point. 181 resources lost so far. But you got to remember also the mining time lost on the SCV, the bunker, and the repair time might even that out.
Looks like we're seeing Polt unload and then load back into the bunker right in the middle of that Spinecrawler swing, meaning that it does not take any damage. Look at that micro.
Oh, didn't get it that time. Might be able to kill off this bunker. These Reapers going to have to get the hell out of there. That's exactly what they're going to do. He's trying to get the salvage off. He's going to get that easy. There's that money back right there. The SCV is trying to repair it as it was salvaging. That's got to be so confusing.
So now it looks like Polt, kind of one of these funky spots again where he is going for the Reaper Hellion aggressive mixture. He's adding on more barracks. He might even lift that one mid-map and send it on home. Yep, that's what's going to go down. And if you're in Life's position, what do you do again? I mean, when you had Zergling speed, that made a lot of sense. But now without the speed, I'm not quite sure what Life's direction is going to be.
We are just going to have to wait and see, as that gas is just now going to be finishing up here. But taking a look over, well, actually, Polt is still harassing right now. Jumping on the, oh, I like that, just to get a couple more free kills on those Lings, or at least a little bit of extra damage. If he can get a Queen here, that would be huge as well. The Queen's starting to get a little bit low on HP, and this is how active you have to be with these Reapers if you really want to make this work. We've seen players, Thorzane earlier today was never able to keep those Reapers alive, and you have to for a while to make it worth it, because you want to be back at home, macroing up, getting that third command center, and you do not want to worry about any sort of counter push like with the mass Lings and Banelings we saw earlier. And so far, Polt dictating the pace of the game, and a little bit of supply block here for both players, but they're about to fix that right quick.
There's the speed coming up for Life, and he's still gathering up gas. Not a lot, just some, trying to get that expo started.
And we do see the Zerglings right now. He's got quite a few of them here. The Hellions, he's got to be absolutely careful, though, versus I do still like this Spinecrawler here as far as defense is concerned. He might actually end up losing that Spinecrawler, though, which would be huge. Nice transfuse there, going to save that. But when your opponent goes this many Reapers, having guaranteed damage as those Hellions try and slip by the Reapers as well is definitely nice. So being able to save that transfuse, nice little play there. But we are seeing lots of Lings once again for Life. Do you think, Sean, he just wants to end this series as quickly as possible, or what's going on here?
I mean, I think it's, again, this little strategy of, well, Hellions and Banshees, or excuse me, Reapers and Banshees are good against small numbers of units, but they're really bad against buildings. So I'm just going to go straight up and get a lot of Expos up. And uh-oh, here's the surround. Reapers are going to instantly fall, and then all those Hellions are going to instantly fall, and it looks like Polt getting caught completely off guard by the amount of Lings that Life just pulled out of nowhere.
Gets a nice angle here behind the minerals, but it only lasts for a second. Not able to utilize it there. Cleans it out. Life trying to take this series back by the reins, and so far doing that. Very nice play with the Lings right now. And you got to remember that Lings you can't really be aggressive with unless you have the Banelings to bust down that door, because with repair, those Lings are never going to bust it down. You can really only get 2 to 3 Lings attacking a supply depot depending on how much of it is sticking out there. That one depot in the middle might have a couple more potential there. The Widow Mine's right there, one activated. He might send in another Ling. Oh, this is so beautiful to see this happen. And boom, it goes. He almost preemptively knows how many are there. Backs right on out, and he does have to be careful because one more Widow Mine behind could kill all the Lings. I forget which game it was I casted, but like one Widow Mine killed something like 40 Lings. It's ridiculous.
Oh man, that was Beastie Cutie versus Watermelon on Star Station at the left watchtower.
You know me more than I know me, Sean.
God, ain't that the truth.
And it does look like the Ling's going to be moving out right now. He does have them split up here a little bit. I kind of like this, making sure that the Hellions aren't attacking, because you got to remember there's only 2 ways to attack through the center of the map until the rocks in the middle are destroyed. That was a nice little touch there, a subtle thing, but it's showing you that he's still having map awareness and not letting anything sneaky sneak by.
With the expansion coming up, a lot of drones popping out right now for Startail Life. You can begin that tech up to Mutalisks if he wants, but I have a feeling that he's going to be going Banelings yet again.
I think that is going to be a good choice. It worked out once for him at around the same time. We'll see if he can manage to make it work here again. Marauders, though, going to be moving out right now, and Widow Mines are in the defensive position. This is a lot of Widow Mines. And you get to remember that this base is definitely laid out a little bit differently than in the game where it originally worked because, well, it's a different map. So we'll see if the Widow Mine position here can actually help him out. There's a big stem. Actually got to take out several Zerglings here. Yes, they got 2, maybe 3 Marines. And, oh, doesn't get that last one just quite yet, but he needs more Lings back here to defend this, and he's got him.
Oh, a counterattack from Life. Looks like he's swinging up around to the third base, instantly picks off a couple of Marine Marauder, and it looks like that Queen will not be a... Oh, wow,
got the micro there. I don't think we caught a glimpse of the entire thing. He was trying to micro a Marauder there for about 8 to 10 seconds there to get that Queen. The Queen, though, being the boss sauce, staying alive, and not even missing a puking all over the hatchery. What a trooper.
I mean, if Life wins this, he will be the last Zerg remaining in this tournament. He might just pull the Fruit Dealer special, Fruit Dealer at a time when everyone thought Terrans were far and away the best race, pulled a miracle win in the first GSL. Life would just be an incredible follow-up to that.
And got the surround. What's the medevac doing? Baneling hit right there. Those Marines getting cleaned out easily. These are the types of victory that Life really needs for this Zergling, Baneling, Mutalist style to work. If you keep those Marine counts low, then all of a sudden the Lings and Mutalists just seem almost unstoppable.
Oh, looks like Life getting his third started up. Now just starting his Spire, very late Spire. Needs to begin leading with the Zerglings to make sure that he absorbs as many of those mine shots as possible. Oh, the Banelings are going to take some big hits from the tanks. And see you later, front line of mines. Banelings roll right into that natural.
Expansion, gonna try and do lots of damage here. Some pretty big hits, not the biggest though, as Polt might be able to hang on just for now, but Life has got a huge supply lead, and you gotta remember that third base is now in the red. If he can prevent SCVs from repairing it, it will eventually burn down. But buildings do fly pretty quick in StarCraft 2, so he should be able to save that there. He needs to save it right now. A Viking on the hunt for some Overlords. Actually not getting very lucky here, as it looks like Life has retracted the majority of them. So at this point, it's mostly just for scouting. He sees that the creep spread starting to get a little bit out of control. He's going to have to deal with that at some point. Adding on a factory right now, a couple SCVs here, but has Polt taken a lot of damage, or can he recover here?
I'm not sure Polt can actually recover. He only has 37 workers. That's the price you pay from getting so aggressive at the start. You have absolutely no economy to follow up on, and what little economy he has already been battered back, and now Life has Mutas coming out. I mean, Life makes this look so easy.
It is not easy, that is for sure. One key, though, that he's doing that a lot of Zerg players do not do is actually connecting his main base with his natural on creep. That makes swinging around to all 4 of his bases. I mean, just look at that creep spread. Everything is connected from every different attack path, so the Zerglings can be where they need to be, when they need to be. And that medevac right here, you can see Polt unable to drop. The best way for a Zerg player to get behind is those drops, but it does look like right now Polt has got 1 missile turret in the main base. He might lose a couple of reactors here, and losing reactors is just frustrating. They take so long to rebuild.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Polt is getting a little bit of a headway. Heading up for this expansion, nothing there to defend. A nice timing answer from Polt. Life, though, with Zergling reaction speed, terrifying, gets into position ASAP. 2-2 done for Zerg, 2-2 almost done for Polt, about halfway at this point in time. There's the Infestation Pit wrapping up, so Hive can be en route. And yet again, I mean, Life is just completely locking everything down with huge swells of Lings in the mid-game.
Yeah, more Marines got taken out in the bottom right side there. It was about 4 or 5, but either way, minor victories just push you further and further ahead because, you know, those units are not sacrificial until you're actually maxed out or you're going for some sort of higher tech, which neither of those things are the case here. Life securing that 4th base here relatively easily. He was able to deal with the drop. Now you can see it did unload kind of in this top center of the map and is actually going to go once again for another drop. He has to be very careful here. The Mutalisk flying through, still able to take out several things here, and you know, basically Polt has just got to try and get a footing in this game. It's got to be tough now because guess what? Life is doing what a lot of the good Zergs do. Oh, careful with those mutas. Going versus those Marines, but he's starting to get spines and spores, which means you actually can move out as Zerg and really put on the hurt in the midfield.
Oh, there's Polt running headlong into some Lings up at the top side again. Did Life see it? Life needs to answer immediately to get that good set up.
Yeah, I think he could send those Mutalisks up there right away. These Marines keep loading and unloading there, which has got to be a very terrifying moment for them. It does like a big surround over here. The medevac's able to save some of them, but not all. Unfortunately, there's just not enough room in those medevacs to save every single one. And once again, that drop looking to gear up in the top center, and then he unloads it again. So these Marines are very confused. I guess they're going skydiving quite a lot in and out of that medevac. But for now, lots of Lings, 2-2. Kind of surprised not to see 3-3 just yet, but the Hive Tech going to be finishing up here, and 3-3 on the way for Polt.
122 Lings with another 30 in production. We see the turret in the main base immediately under fire. With those Evo chambers going down, no doubt Vipers will be incorporated into this composition. A couple Banelings also being added on. Polt, though, has a lot of tanks, but with Blinding Cloud, easy. Throw those down, tanks are done, and you can just swing in with Ling Baneling for the win.
Yeah, you got to remember that you can build Vipers as soon as you get the Hive Tech. You don't even need a Spire. I want to keep emphasizing that because I think a lot of people think you do need a Spire. A drop down the bottom right side does force the cancel, but that was not worth it because he lost the medevac there as well. And I mean, at this point, it's just failed drop after failed dropping. This is what Polt has to do to try and stay in this game. Try and buy those guys unloaded again. This is just absurd, Sean.
With all these Thors coming out, I mean, I think Polt doesn't even realize how few Mutalisks are out for life. He has 12.
Oh, those poor Marines finally getting taken out. That is the last time they'll ever be unloaded.
There's a couple of Banelings rolling into the 3rd base. They do manage to make a decent connection with the sensor tower. We'll be able to pick that one off as it burns. Oh!
Literally blew up in his face there. Decides to build another one. Hope that no one notices. Here comes the attack. There's just so many Marines and Banelings there. Getting way too many hits for being just by themselves. The 2-2 is done, but again, the 3-3 about halfway done now. Vipers are on the way. Here we go. This is exactly what Life has been waiting for. He's just got to steamroll into this, but can he actually kill off the army? That's so many Marines. Now at this point, the Zerglings are sacrificial. The Marines not quite yet. And a lot of Banelings on the way here, just morphing, moving down to the bottom center, now towards that 4th/5th base here. The Banelings could be huge. If he gets 1 or 2 detonations, that entire army is no more.
Yeah, I mean, we haven't really seen a lot of nice fungals in this tournament. People aren't really using the Infestor, but there was a nice fungal. Immediately that front line is going to be falling down. Can Polt actually just blunder in this position? Polt's actually doing a drop at the north side. This is going to be a very effective move right now. Vipers are up, starting to get a little bit of additional energy. Polt, as he heads up into the main base, means that Life kind of has a vulnerability in the main base. That pool is wide open.
I gotta say, I love his control, but unfortunately running directly into the spines. The Mutalisks here are going to be able to clean this up. Even if you lose a couple of Mutalisks at this point, it doesn't matter because he has so many Zerglings. It's actually absurd. 110 right now, 80 drones on the field, and can also have Broodlords here at a moment's notice here. Looks like the Banelings are going to bust down this wall, and it will actually supply block our Terran player here as he is not in position to defend this. So killing these depots is actually a really smart move if he's able to do that. Looks like he's going to go straight for the expansion. The liftoff already showing you that he has nothing to defend this. A couple of Marines going to hold the line. But I don't know, man. I think it's going to be like the intro cinematic to HOTS, where these Zerglings are just going to destroy this line if they can get a good angle.
With 6 Broodlords in production, and they're the Ling Baneling just rolling over everything. Not that much that, you know, Polt can do. He's getting surrounded up at the top side. The Mutalisks are continuing to pick units off. And the 3rd expansion completely open to all these Zerglings. I mean, there's just too much stuff. Look at the fungals down south. Oh!
Yeah, and I mean, he can't afford to be doing this, but unfortunately, you can only do so much with so little. The Lings right here down at the left side getting cleaned up, but he's not even really making a dent in Life's economy right now. He's got a lot of income, a lot of resources, And Life can just continue to do that. We saw Polt actually drop 1,000,000 mules there. That's going to skyrocket his income in just a second. But still, I mean, if all he's making is Marines, and he's going to be going up against the Broodlords, they're still a pretty good unit, despite the fact that there are a lot of changes to how the metagame works right now, as the Broodlord is going to be moving on in. I can't imagine him being able to kill these.
Oh gosh, I mean, having Zerg units swarming him all game long, counterattacks all game long, and now the Broodlords roll in right at his front door. Not nearly enough Corruptors there to pick off Medivacs. Good game. Life, the only Zerg player thus far to get 2 wins against a Terran.
Absolutely impressive stuff right there. Seemed pretty confident in the earlier stages. And right now he is proving that he might actually be eliminating Polt, kind of whittling down the amount of Terrans in this tournament. But right now we'll have to wait and see exactly if he can do it in the next game. So we're going to hop to a super quick break. And we come back, it's some more TVZ. So don't go anywhere, guys. We'll be right back.